you.
Okay, here we are.
All right, now let me share it to my page.
Yes, yes, yes. Hello, hello, everybody. We are back with the launch for the Girl Get Up and Move. You are more than a conqueror. We are so excited to launch this book, this amazing book, this like really upfront, the real book. And so we have one of our authors. I'm super excited to have her here because guess what? She is, I think you're the only author that has been in all three books: Girl Get Up and Move, Going to Your Next Level, Girl Get Up and Move, You Are Enough, and now you are a part of Girl Get Up and Move, You Are More Than a Conqueror. So y'all, she is definitely doing it. She has been in this book. She know what it's about, and she is one who gets up and moves and makes it happen. So we are super duper excited today to have Latoya Frazier here. And Latoya, if you could just go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll talk about your title and get into some questions. Hey, girl.
Hey,
Hey.
girl. Hey, girl. Hey, thank you so much. I am super excited about the launch. I am honored and grateful to have participated in uh, each of the projects for Girl Get Up and Move. So thank you so much for having me. I hope you have me for future launches as well. So my name is Latoya Frazier. I am a business strategist. That's what I do professionally. I'm a mom of three. Y'all, I am a empty nester. My youngest child just graduated from high school, headed off to college, and I am uber excited for the next phase of my life and his life. And so excited to be here to share this journey with you.
Yes, yes, yes. So I'm excited because you have a title. It is called Suddenly Single. And so you
Yes.
are home, stale, stuck, stagnant, whining, complaining, feeling like a victim. You have really gotten up and chose to conquer. You showing the single women how to do it, how to move forward and live the life out of life. Even though you just became suddenly single, unexpected like that, you have totally turned things around. You thriving, you doing your thing, you showing out, and now you said you are what? An empty nester. Just had a graduate about a week and a half ago, and look at you now.
Yes.
Yes. So let's hear about this, Latoya.
Oh,
Can
my
you
Lanta.
tell
Oh,
us
my.
about this? And
Yeah.
of course, as you go on, we love to get a snippet of what it is you wrote in the book.
Absolutely. Give me 1 second, Renee. I'm trying to share this live to my page, and I'm having some technical difficulties here, but I want the peoples to be able to participate in this interview. So give me 2 seconds so I'm not
Yes,
distracted
ma'am.
going forward. Here we go. Lord. Okay, here we go. All right, I think I'm sharing. I'm not sure, but we we gonna make it do what it do. You know what? So
Absolutely.
yes, suddenly single. So I'm gonna share a tidbit about the suddenly single piece and and the transformation and moving forward because my chapter isn't about um, divorce. It's about trauma and how you move past the trauma, right? So, very long story short, I was married for 24 years to my high school sweetheart. And one day, as I stated in the book, I woke up suddenly single. You know, I was distraught, I was confused, I was a functional hot mess. Um, and it took some time for me to transition out of that. During that phase of my life, I was going through that during COVID. So I already had the trauma of being shut down and locked in from COVID, and then had the trauma of my life changing and still having to manage my life, my business, my children, and not only my well-being but also their well-being, right? Because
Absolutely. That's a lot.
one of the things that I
I don't know why it's kind of. Let me turn my.
Trauma changes people. It could be for good, be for right. Okay, we were stuck for a minute there. We back?
Yeah, I'm gonna mute. I don't know why. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't even know. We were stuck for a moment, so I'm not even sure if what I said even came through.
Some of it was kind of choppy, so you can go ahead and repeat it.
Yeah, so I was just saying that, trauma changes people. And for me, when I was going through that transition of my life, I had to still ensure that I was good, make sure that my children were good, and also, continue to maintain life in a business, Um, so yeah, so again, the story isn't about the divorce, it's about the transformation outside of trauma. So trauma is trauma, no matter how you look at it. So the things that I share in my chapter are ways that you can learn to love yourself again, things that you can do to reinvent yourself, to love yourself, right? Because when you're going through a trauma, sometimes you're thinking about, you're not thinking about yourself in terms of happiness and how you can move forward in that situation. So in the chapter, I share the 5 practical tips or steps that I use to overcome that trauma.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, and definitely those steps definitely work because you are really doing your thing and just living your life, traveling, digital nomad, just doing the thing or whatever. So, is it possible that we could get a snippet of the book of your chapter?
Absolutely. So let me give you a quick snippet of the book. Okay, so this portion is talking about learn to love and appreciate yourself. And that's one thing I've always been the go-to. I've always been that strong one, in relationships, not just the marriage, but relationships, all of my relationships. And sometimes we put others' needs before our own. So I had to learn how to love and appreciate myself the same way that I was loving and appreciating everyone else. And sometimes that's easier said than done. So I had to make a conscious decision. So here's a little snippet of the chapter as it relates to that. We often look to others to make us happy. Loving yourself is a prerequisite to being happy and creating a life of happiness. You must also learn to appreciate yourself. You're not perfect. Nobody is, but you have done amazing things. Think about all your successes and your failures, your hopes and your dreams. Then think about the people you've met along the way and how you've impacted their lives in one way or another. Think about the legacy you're going to leave behind. Another part of loving yourself is prioritizing yourself. Making yourself a priority is not selfish. Think about all the things you have put on the back burner for years. These are the things that you've always wanted to do, but haven't taken the time to do them. Well, now is the time. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but it can be if you need it or want it to be.
Oh my goodness. I love that. I love that because a lot of times, I mean, you like you said you were with the kids and trying to raise children and stuff like that. And so to be able to make yourself a priority, even through COVID, even through having the 3 children, a lot of people would say that that was kind of self-centered, that it was selfish. And I'm so glad that you said, it wasn't being selfish because it's to me selfish when you aren't taking care of you. Because when you aren't the best you and you raising children and you out touching people's lives, you aren't giving them the best of yourself. And so therefore, that can spill over into their lives. So I just truly love that and think that's so important. And a
Thank
lot
you.
of times life, life hits, as we always say these days, life is life. But you
Yeah.
know what? When we say life is lifing, life could be lifing in a good way. And so when we choose to make it life like it's supposed to, like you did, and choose yourself, that helps you to thrive. And that's how you were able to, I'm sure, get yourself out there and do the things that you've been doing instead of saying, oh my God, and having a whole holding a grudge against the world.
Well,
So
absolutely.
it's definitely a different attitude and a different mindset. And it's a choice that you got up and you decided to be a conqueror instead of just sitting down and being a victim. We have a lot of people with the victim mentality, and I know a lot of times, just like in your situation, it's not our fault. But it is your fault if you continue to stay in the situation and keep
Absolutely.
telling the same story over and over and not trying to change it. Victims go nowhere at all. Everybody has had a story of being a victim, I'm sure.
Yes.
Everybody has something. And of course, we don't take it lightly, but it's how we respond to those somethings that really make a difference. So, what made you just say, hey, I'm not going to be this victim? What made you say that?
One of the most important things that made me say I wasn't going to be a victim is my children, right? I feel like I've always lived my life out loud to a certain degree, but I felt like after this situation, I needed to do it more so and do it unapologetically. Because at the end of the day, not just my children, but my other family members, my nieces, my nephews, my siblings, whoever, my friends. I always look at things of life in terms of being the example, right? Do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Um, and for me, one thing is, they're looking at me. So what are people going to remember about you when you're gone? Right? What are they going to say about you when you're gone, when you're no longer here? So one thing I try to make sure that I'm good to everybody, anybody, whenever I can be. That's just who I am. And sometimes it's to a fault, right? But one of the things is making sure that I'm showing my children, right, that I don't have to stay in this place. And it's okay, we all go through things. It's okay to sit there for a moment, but don't stay there, right? And the best way that I can show them how to do that is in real life. And, I'm very transparent, not only with my children, just in my life in general. At the end of the day, you're not going to have to question anything when it comes to me. So I'm going to, I'm inquisitive. I'm going to ask questions. Sometimes that rub people the wrong way, but at the end of the day, I need to know, what's going on. Right. So I feel like if there's an opportunity for me, to be a better person, if I need to, get some professional help myself, I can't tell somebody else to go to counseling if I ain't willing to go myself. Right. We all need to talk to somebody. And we kind of grew up in that era where, you don't share what's going on. You don't, sometimes you don't talk about things, but not talking about those things is sometimes what creates those traumas. Right. So being able to make sure that I'm good, that my cup is filled so that I can pour from a full cup and not an empty cup, showing, the people around me that it's okay to seek professional help. I talk about this in my chapter. I feel that God created therapists and professionals like that for a reason, right? That's their skill set. That's not my skill set. That's their skill set. So I need to tap into their skill set so that I can be a better version of me. If I'm a better version of me, that's going to allow me to give that version to others, right? So the main thing was my children, showing my children that, life is going to happen, but it's how we take on those experiences in terms of moving forward. You're on mute, Renette.
One of the things that you said that was truly important, like you said, do take the time to sit there because everybody needs the time. And it's a lot of people that go through these things and they gloss over and they know what's going on and they're hurting inside. They are that public success but private failure, and they're not really able to move forward. So they go into, they go into this fight or flight mode and keep going instead of taking the time to sit down. And so, yes, we need to sit down. We don't need to sit forever because you do need to find yourself. You do need to regroup because what is it to just get into another relationship and then this next man got to pay for what this man did or this next woman? So, yes, we have to sit down. Yes, we have to take the time. Yes, we need to dig deep and do the work so that we can move forward. And one of the things is you've done the work and you talked about how we couldn't talk about stuff before. I'm very happy that you are like an open book on, yes, therapy is something that is a good thing. I think it's crazy to have all of these resources and not tap into them.
Exactly.
So if you don't tap into them, you're not taking care of yourself. You're disrespecting you, because you got to do what is necessary to move you forward. And so it should not be any shame in getting the help you need. It's shameful when you don't, because that's the tragedy right there that can stop you from moving forward, that can stop you from getting up and conquering. And so we want to shine the light on these things that are causing us to stay still, stuck, and stagnant. We want to shine the light on the things that are not allowing us to get up. We have a choice, and we've got to choose to get up. We've got to choose to blow the whistle on the things that are keeping us stuck. It's time to get up, girl. Get up and move.
Girl,
and
get
so
up and move.
we have this amazing book. The link is in the comments. Please get this book. It is $1.99 on Amazon today. Not just get it for yourself, but get it for others. Share this out to people, because we need to let them know this is a big thing. Girl, get up and move. This is not just, I put it in the comments and I talked about it in the last interview. We're a movement when we are by ourselves, but we're a force when we're together. And this needs to be a force to help people to show up, to help people to get up, to help them to move and do the things that God has called them to do. So yes, it's time to get up and move. We are more than conquerors. Yep, one day you woke up suddenly, but today you waking up thriving, not just surviving, not just getting along, not just barely making it, but girl, you are showing up, you are shining, you are doing the darn thing, and I am super proud of you. Y'all want to read this chapter and the whole book, because it is amazing. Okay, it's amazing. If she would not chose to get up and conquer, she could still be sitting. And it's some women that have been in that position. No, we are not trying to do any shaming, not trying to make people feel bad, but know that you don't have to stay there. And you don't have to do it alone. There is help, whether it's coaching, whether it's therapy. And a lot of times we get stuck in complaining about it to people instead of talking to people that can help us move forward. If you're talking to somebody that keeps listening to what you're saying, they're not moving you forward. Oh, excuse me.
They're not moving you forward. And let me say this, your friends are probably tired of hearing you complain about that situation. They want to hear that next conversation, or what are you going to do about it? What are you doing about it? And one of the things that I also share in the chapter that I want to share, a lot of people may not be aware of, but if you have insurance, most times through your employee assistance program, you can get 3 free therapy sessions, right? So, if you feel like you want to talk to someone, these sessions are confidential. Your employer doesn't have to know. Nobody has to know. But if you feel like you need these sessions, check it out with your employer, with your private insurance, to see if they offer those 3 free therapy sessions through your insurance. So do your own due diligence, but don't just sit back and know that you're feeling some type of way for whatever your situation is. Get the help that you need. It is there for you. Take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that out, because a lot of people might not know. And hers is 3. I know my insurance gives us 6. And so you don't have to sit there in silence and suffer. We can get up and move. Make the decision today. If you're that single person that have, been through a divorce or a terrible breakup, whatever it is, I don't care if it is
any type of trauma,
whatever kind of drama, you can move past it. It is time to get up and move. Y'all get this book, because it's going to help you. And this is just not a book. This is a whole workbook where they asking you questions, where you got to go deep, you got to dig, and you're going to do some work on yourself. And when you read this book, guess what? You're not going to be the same, baby. You're going to be better. And it has affirmations and things that you can use to help really move you forward so that you can get up and conquer. And one thing I need you to know is, whatever you're going through, you have to grow through. You have to grow through. You don't have to stay stuck. So move forward. You are more than a conqueror. Choose to get up. Choose to do something different because you are the only person that can really do what needs to be done. So I just want to say that, Latoya, you have been amazing.
Yeah.
I want you all to come back tonight because we have a what party? We will be toasting it up at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 o'clock CST time, 6 o'clock PST time. Make sure you don't miss it. We're going to be partying. We're going to be here throughout the day, okay? Throughout the day, talking about this book, helping people to get up, helping them to move forward and conquer because you deserve it. Do not stay stale. Do not settle. You are better than that. So choose to get up because you are more than a conqueror. I'm going to say that again. Girl, get up. Girl, get up. Girl, get up. Woo! All right. We have next coming up one of our other authors, Dr. Latoya Wiggins. So we will be seeing her in just a few minutes. And I thank you all so much for being a part of this movement. Let's spread the word. Share this out all day long. Buy the book for your family, your friend, your coworker, your boss, because they may be stuck up in something that they need to get from. Okay, and let's do the thing. Get up, get up, get up.
Get up. Yes.
We appreciate
you all,
and we'll see y'all throughout the day.
Bye.
Every day and every way. Y'all keep it next level. We'll be back in a few.